I don't want him to just be in the academy. I want to make him so he has to graduate the exam. So with this, he would be the Nine-Tails. Well, actually, not the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. He wouldn't know Aura. He would just have Rasengan. He wouldn't just know all kinds of jutsus from the Uzumaki village. He'd also be an Uzumaki, a Whirlpool Genin, and he'd just be sent, whatever. So, when he's 5 years old, he has to fight on his own and get his own food. So every time he does that, until he's 10, when he finally learns ninjutsu from all the scrolls and sealing jutsu and taijutsu and genjutsu, training with all kinds of these, and then he starts to build a house, a really high-tech one. Then he starts to invent with the force around him. He can create tech, like a TV. He also uses it and creates new things, all kinds. And this is just one quick house. He also has a gravity room in his house. His house are like, he has a gravity room, which he does, and his house is usually sunny. He's also got a really big house, which fits all kinds of things in it. And he also has like a thing. If it's not him in the gravity room, then they get launched out, or the gravity will turn straight up to 100 and crush them. So he's training in the gravity room going, and this is when he's 12 and he already has his headband on, training going, I'll show you what his outfit looks like, what he looks like. Let me get his outfit on. Somebody come get her. This is basically what he looks like. Let me change his headband up. Can I steal it from you? And he's basically got the fist-to-fist combat. Pretend like he doesn't have any of this stuff. Oh my god, my dad will not stop. He also wields blades. And yeah, his summonings is snakes, because like he uses them. He's just not the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, remember that. Hold on, let me get his headband, because I want his headband to be the hidden whirlpool. Dang it, I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna go buy the headband, since I know that... Don't mind that, the swearing in the background. So I'm gonna buy some avatar parts, and we're gonna get the headband that I need. Waterfall Village, right there. Wait, no, they're from the hidden whirlpool village. Dang it. Ninshu, Divine Tree. These are some really good title. Hold on, let me make my title a... Oh my god, he doesn't stop. I mean, I guess I could call him a... whatever, actually. Boy, though. So with him being insanely strong, and he learns all the jutsus from the scrolls, he was also given, when he's 12, he's fully strong, and he's officially calls himself a Genin. This is what his basic outfit is for the tuning exams. So basically, this is his outfit when he's like on missions, but this is his outfit. I'll show you his outfit when he's not on missions, when he's just at home. I wish I had the towel accessory, like you had a towel around your neck, because that'd just show him when he gets out of his gravity room. Do you mind if I steal a kid, sir? Can I steal it from you? I just want to steal it from you. Do you mind if I steal a kid, sir? Can I steal it from you? Doesn't it look like the guy from, I think this is from Boruto? Do, 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 do. This is basically his outfit when he wears when he goes out. This is, and, come on, let me find it. God dang it. I wish I had it. I wish I could show you it. Whatever. With his training to the maximum, he's super strong. Now let's go to Dominic's backstory. Dominic would be a kid without any family or friends. I think maybe he'd be under the caretaking of Tsunade because she'd be in the village. Since she's the only Senju, I'm pretty sure, left. So I think he'd be a Be in for swears, guys. See? I'll be back. Also, with Dominic being technically living with Tsunade, since that's his only relative, he would have the first Hokage's necklace, and Tsunade would probably leave the village after that. After finding and Dominic would probably find the scrolls from the Senju ruins to learn other jutsu, and he'd probably master every single one of those jutsu. Christian would invent a weapon called a chakra saber, aka a chakra blade, which pumps his own chakra into a little stick thing. It's basically Boruto's weapon that he uses against Owl and Thing. You know that scientific ninja tool? It's basically that. He pumps his own chakra into it, and it's strong. Like, you can cut through a lot. He can't choose. Of course, he can't choose what chakra element goes in, but he can choose how much chakra he wants to pump in. If he wants to pump in a lot, the sword gets the blade gets huge. If he wants a little bit of chakra, it just turns into a mid-size. With that, it's all over. I mean, I'm kidding. So, after training for years and years and years, they're both insanely strong. Dominic would be put on a team with Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. So with this over with, Christian would probably, one day when he's heading out on his own missions, he'd be jumping around, and then finally go into into Mist and the Mist Village and the Leaf Village territory, kind of in the middle, where and he's watching from the trees, and he senses another one watching from the trees, seeing a fight between the copy ninja Kakashi Hatake versus Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the hidden mist. Your boy's got a feeling that he ain't good, so kunai fly past Kakashi and Zabuza, and they go to the tree. They both jump out at each other, going, He says, "Are these two more enemies against us?" Person says, "Ah, Haku, it's you." With a Rasengan in hand, he says, "I'm gonna break that mask of yours." Then they start to clash, going, Not only are they seeing Zabuza versus Kakashi, they're seeing two other shinobi, one named Haku, and they don't know the other one's name. And Christian starts using his chakra blade, going, He says, "What is this weapon? I don't know how strong it is, so I'll be careful." Haku throws Senbon, Christian cuts them in half. She says, "Ah, that thing's made out of chakra, huh? Looks like and it might be draining his chakra." Christian goes, then cuts off Haku's mask, going, then says, "Fire style, great fireball!" Absolutely obliterating Haku, knocking him back. Then says, "Demon wind shuriken, windmill of shadows." Then yeets it. Haku cuts off Haku's arm. He goes, "Ah!" Then he appears with flying Raijin mark in his hand, cutting Haku's face, cutting Haku in the cheek with a flying Raijin kunai. He goes, "Ah!" Christian kicks him back and then appears behind him actually, grabbing his hair, going, "Rasengan!" while they're in midair, killing Haku. Then dropping Haku on the floor, then landing on the feet, going, Then he says, "Ah, Zabuza Momochi," as he charges up, makes his chakra saber bigger, then goes, cutting the executioner's blade in half, then throwing it at him. Then throwing his chakra saber at him, he would catch it, but then he says, "Now for the next part." It spins somehow, and cuts off Zabuza's hand. He goes, Christian says, "No water dragon jutsu for you." Then says, and he explodes from below, because they were on land. He goes, Christian says, "Paper bombs, huh?" Then he pulls back his middle finger, going, Delaware, Sumasha, blasting him back. With just his chakra and his finger going, Then he says, Then he throws a kunai at Zabuza going, stabbing Zabuza on the ear, which blocks out his eardrum, which means he can no longer hear. Christian cuts Zabuza's head off, going, then he goes, then he looks at him going, then he pulls out a little kunai and stabs Zabuza's decapitated head and puts it on a kunai, saying, then throwing it up in the air, snapping his fingers, and then it turns into confetti. Sakura goes, confetti! Then he catches the kunai with blood on it, then goes, you guys can go now. I'm leaving. He says, Kashi says, do you mind telling us who you are? Christian says, I'm Christian, and I don't feel like telling you my last name. I don't think I have to. Then jumps away. Naruto says, what was that weapon? Sasuke says, I don't know. Sasuke asks Dominic if he has a clue, and Dominic says, why would you expect me to know? He says, I don't know, because you're like from an ancient good clan. He says, just because I do, that's like new tech. That's like something in the future that we'd have. We need to follow that guy. Kashi says that he placed like a tracker on him. Placed a little tracker on him so they can track him after the mission. Once they finish up the mission, they track him down, finding where he goes. But Christian removed the tracker and crushed it and threw it somewhere else, where they couldn't find him. And they did, they see that no one's here, and they see the tracker's on the ground. He says, looks like he found out about the tracker and broke it. Christian says, stupid leaf shinobi, trying to track me down. It doesn't matter, they'd die here anyways. Then he sits down on his chair, going, baka baka. Then he goes to turn into the chamber of gravity. Going, practicing all he wants, creating brand new stuff, like jutsus and all that crap. And with one quick Rasengan, blasts the gravity room button, which makes it free to grab. Christian says, oh crap, it's not red in here anymore. He bonks the machine and it turns back on, and then he fixes it all back up, making it new and improved so we can get reader heights. Now he's at 200 gravity, going now he's super strong, going then when he walks out, he's basically wearing a beach tank top thingy, a rainbow one, because who doesn't like rainbow colors, and a towel around his neck, and shorts as he walks to his house and goes to sleep at night. Kakashi reports to the third Hokage saying, I should talk about Dominic's backstory now. Dominic's story. Dominic will be a prodigy at the academy, being overpowered as Flip, having some monstrous strength from Tsunade and some medical ninjutsu from Tsunade. And with this happening, he would be on a team with Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. He'd be led by Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja. For their belt test, it would go pretty easily. Dominic would create wood pellets, shooting it at him, but then he'd cut them in half, cut them in multiple pieces so then like they're splinters, stabbing Kakashi multiple times, and then there was insects on that wood, which get into Kakashi's blood, almost killing him, but he removes it all with the medical ninjutsu. Then steals both the bells and throws them to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. And they all pass. That's basically how it goes. Dominic just destroys him with wood pellets. They report that this kid has some high-tech stuff that would probably be invented about 20 years in the future. And Hiruzen says that it doesn't matter, they don't need to care about one kid. And he didn't tell us his last name, so we don't really know. they look in the bingo book to see if he might be there. To maybe see if he's a rogue ninja. But there's also a good bingo book for like people who are really have done good deeds, and he's in it. He's called the Red Hair Assassin, who does who's in a village with no one in it, and he has his own house, has tech that'll make the future of the snowy world much better, but he keeps it to himself. He has ultimate skill and power, helps other villages. When he's attacked, he takes care of all of his enemies. He is known to be one of the strongest genin on Earth. So with this, then he's given a form by he's contacted, the third Hokage walks to the place, because Christian actually sent him a letter saying that he did encounter some shinobi to help them with the mission, and he would like to participate in the upcoming tuning exams, so could he please have a form? Hiruzen would respond with a crow saying, yes you can, you were allowed to since you helped our shinobi on a mission, and then and in that crow's message was the tuning exams form. Christian says, perfect. Now I'll be able to strike my attacks, and I'll actually have challenges. But he doesn't have a squad, so yeah. He walks out, then he heads to Leaf Village biting his finger saying, summoning jutsu! And summons a giant crow that the crow takes him to the Leaf Village. Going, he says, this is great. Then they're almost there. The Leaf Village, he's like a bit. Then he aims for the tuning exams area. The bird flees, and then Christian spins and does like a front flip on the ground to land, and goes. Huh. Then he passes in an exam form, and when all the rookie 9 are there, having their little actually it's a rookie 10 now. They're just chatting. Christian would push open the door, going, whatever. I guess I'm the only one-man squad here. Whatever. Then goes as he just walks in, going, Doshu instantly gets word when they see him, because he's in the bingo book. Na 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 na. Yeah. How come Kakashi's the only one with barely a neck? Wow, my Shinobi Striker character doesn't even like me. He's got like full-on connected ears. I don't got no connected ears. Konohamaru, do you have the ears that I do? Please tell me you do. I'm one of my favorites. Nope. Oh wait, yes he does. Yes, Konohamaru. Wait, no he doesn't. I think Kakashi does though. Nope, Naruto does though. Maybe Hinata? Please? Ah, great. Sakura. Flip. Whatever, let's get back into this. Den does. Yeah. So when he walks in, Dosu and, well, basically all the Team Dosu doesn't want to fight him because they know if they do, they'll get assassinated because he is the Red Hair Assassin. Sometimes called the Red-Eyed Assassin. And he usually is insanely strong. So he basically, says, who are you? Christian says, my name's Christian and that's all you need to know. Naruto says, you told us that last time. He says, but was I talking to you this time? No. He goes, in his head he goes, dang him, why does he have to act like Sasuke does? Christian says, oh yeah, I found the jutsu that I thought was Raging Wave. It's Water Surge. It's basically during a water beam that shoots out of your mouth, but then turns into a giant wave. And the Thunderclap, it's called Thunderclap Arrow. And you shoot a beam out of your hand, beam of lightning out of your hand. So with this, Christian would go and change his form and chakra nature when he sits down, because he wants to use wind style to, like, poof someone's paper. Christian pushes his fingers to the left, going poof, which makes someone's paper, who's already done. Well, actually, he doesn't even need to. He just does it himself, going and throws his pencil in the thing with chakra on the lid so it sticks to the roof. He says, can I go now? He says, you have to return the pencil. It teleports into his hand. He says, there you go. He says, okay, that's a little weird. Then what he does, when everyone's done, they see that he came on top, and he only submitted his first, and then they see Uzumaki. They say, Naruto they all figure out that his last name is Uzumaki. But why wouldn't he have the same hair as Naruto? That's confusing. So then, when he goes on the swing, he goes, I'm putting too much backstory from my character and not Dominic's character, and I feel bad. Hunt you down, eat you alive. Even though this is called What If We Were Naruto, I'm gonna change this title to What If I Was a Naruto, since there's really no point in it. I'm only covering my backstory. I don't know why. So... back to this. So he'd be swinging on the swing going, woo, doo, doo, doo. I'd like to keep Dominic in this, so I will. I'll just give them both more screen time. So, let's just say this. So, with Christian's unimaginable intelligence, so with this over and done with, they'd go into the second part of the exam. Chris would just go by himself. He hasn't even shut off any of his abilities besides by defeating Haku, but he didn't even try that fight. I'm gonna show you guys something that will prove my next point. So you know how Minato's lightning for like the flying Raijin is like yellow? Well, my dude is gonna be red. So when he does his like flying Raijin, it's gonna be red. When he walks through, people think that he's a one-man team, so they're just gonna attack him. And only one team does that, and they get wrecked. Hi, man. So they get absolutely destroyed. He just binds them up with chakra chains and crushes all their bones, then takes their scroll and dips, going choo, choo. Then makes it to the exit, already coming in on the first day. Christian just trains, going 5 days later, after training non-stop and also drinking water and having things, he goes and launches someone up and launches a rock up into the sky, going breaking that rock with some weird purple lightning technique. He goes exploding it. Also, I'm gonna say that Shiden comes in her fist. He goes and punches them and punches the ground, going da, 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 da. Then jumps in the air, going fire style, fireball jutsu, the most useless jutsu in the world of Shinobi, because every time Sasuke used it, it never hit. Literally, Sakura was more useful than the fireball jutsu. Not gonna lie. It is in a tana jambaju. I'm not doing this. So with this fight over with, I'm kidding, there's no fight. It's time for Christian versus Neji. They say they don't know the skills of the of neither of these two enemies. Christian puts his hand on Neji's shoulder, saying, "I hope we have a great match." Okay. He goes, "Get your hands off me, peasant." Christian says, "Well, someone's a little bit rude." He says, "Destiny says that I will be the strongest shinobi and defeat you." Christian says, "Well, destiny doesn't define everything, does it?" He says, "What, you?" When the match starts, he goes to palm strike him. Christian appears behind him, punching him and launching him to the thing. He goes, "Ugh." Everyone says, "What? How did he appear behind him? Is he that fast or is it a jutsu?" He says, "Huh. Is that all you got? I think I'm not even impressed. So this is how destiny's supposed to work." He says, "Well, as he pulls himself from the log, well, destiny will just make me even stronger and defeat you." Then he goes for another palm. Christian dodges and breaks his arm. He goes, "Ah!" He says, "Destiny my ass," and kicks him into a wall. He goes, "Ugh." Neji gets ready for a palm. Christian is about to launch a fireball. Neji is about to launch a rotation. Christian goes, "Psych." Then he launches chakra chains which bind around Neji. He goes, "Ugh." Christian says, he absolutely Yahoo! As he creates a Rasengan, blasting Neji so hard that it rips his shirt. It rips a circle in his shirt as he goes. With that impact, knocks everyone back. Christian says, "Wind style Rasengan!" And obliterates Neji this time. Like, he's like tons of needles, chakra needles are in his body. He goes, "Ugh."